Hello, everyone. Welcome in to the program today. We've got a great guest on. We're going to be talking about the success of Misty that she's having in her life insurance business, and even when she became a part of the AUM training program at Arturo Johnson Consulting. Misty, welcome to the program. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, this is going to be fun. I've already been hearing about the success that you've been having, so this is utterly amazing for me to talk to someone like yourself. But let's kind of start here. What's your story? How and when did you get into this crazy thing of life insurance sales?
So I got in the heart of COVID in
Ooh.
April this year. Um, so it was interesting. Uh, a lot of my teammates were doing like sit down appointments. And I found a lot of my clients didn't want to do sit down appointments because of COVID.
Hmm.
So I was doing Zoom and just phone sales. Um, I do it part time. So I came across Arturo's advertising and thought, I would check into it.
Wow, what's amazing is that you even realized that you needed to make a switch to go virtual, right? Because in this game, most everyone just talk, you gotta go in the home, you gotta sit in front of the folks, but obviously COVID has really shown us all that that's not necessary. Of what it is that you do, what percentage do you do in home and what percentage do you do virtual, like over the phone or Zoom?
I do zero in home. I do 100% in virtual. I'd say 95% of that is phone.
Wow. That's utterly amazing. So, for everyone that thinks you got to go into the home and you got to sit down with folks, I mean, it's 2021, right? I mean, we can do this thing a lot more efficiently. Not me, but you don't have to, do the hair and the makeup unless you're on Zoom. You don't have to do that whole thing, which is really pretty awe inspiring. When did you actually get started in insurance sales?
In April of this year. So I had no experience in insurance at all prior to April
Whoa.
of this year.
Wow. That's crazy. Um, it's almost like I don't even know where to go next because it's like all this is already so good that you've been doing so well just getting into life insurance this year. April, we're just in September now, so it's just been a few months that you've been actually able to do this. What I mean, in the last, let's just say 30 days, what's been your experience doing, strictly virtual and over the phone sales, as opposed to going in home? What's your AP been like over the last 30 days?
Um, my APV, it's picked up. I mean, I wrote 14,000 last week alone, 100% phone
Wait a minute,
sales.
stop. We're not glossing over that, Misty. We're not going to gloss over that at all. You did 14,000 in AP in the last 30 days or last
In the
week.
last
I'm
week.
sorry.
In the
In the
last week.
last week, you did this. All right.
Yeah.
All
Never
right.
left my home.
Never left your home. Okay. What's the secret here? What's happening? How are you able to do this?
So when I get a lead from Arturo, as soon as it comes in, I call it. If they don't answer, because a lot of people screen their calls, I shoot them
Hmm.
a text. I shoot them an email because you get their name, their number, and their email. So I shoot them I leave them a voicemail, say, hey, you're probably screening your calls. Totally understand. I do it myself. I'm going to shoot you a text. Um, just get back with me. And some of them they call right back. Some of them they text me back. I'm on shift, can't talk, call me at this time. Either way, like I'm instantly communicating with them. If I don't hear back either way, then I shoot an email, and sometimes I get email response. Um, and then I've gotten referrals off the ones I have wrote. Like to me, these are so much easier sales too. Like they're looking. So when I call them, I'm just, how much coverage are you looking for? I'm going through the qualifying questions and I'm going right into the app. Like I'm not asking. I'm like, all right, so how does the name on your ID read? Like
Wow.
just going right into it.
Awesome. No, pulling no punches, just going right for the gusto, which is, I think, key. So many times people waste time with a lot of what we call warming up. Um,
Yeah, they're
you
already
know,
shopping. So I don't need to. I don't need to talk
exactly.
them into it. They're looking.
The,
That's
the
why
the
we
the
fill out
warming
form.
up. trying to what we call build rapport, right? How's the weather out there? Where are you from? How are the kids doing? That's just da 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 da. Get right to
I do
it,
that
and
while we're
that's
doing the application.
exactly. It's like the whole thing with building rapport is throughout the application. That's throughout,
Mm-hmm.
because there's always parts where you can start and stop. You're typing something, and just asking a random question or whatever. Misty, how did you actually come across Arturo and what we're doing here? What was that process like of you discovering and then finally jumping in?
So I came across his ad on Facebook. I looked into it. I actually watched him and kind of looked up reviews for about a month before I jumped on board, and I was still skeptical because it just seemed too easy.
Mm,
And I told him that
yeah.
when I sat and met with him to contract. I'm really skeptical. And the first week I was really skeptical because it took I had leads coming in right away, but
Hmm.
mine were more geared towards first responders. So a lot of them with COVID, they're busy. So I
Hmm.
was kind of like, not getting the feedback right away.
Hmm.
But week two, it was like, wow, it just flooded in. Um, I recouped the cost of my investment just last week alone. So everything the rest of the month is profit for me.
This is crazy. Just pure profit from being in the program. The leads that come in, are with the leads that are coming in, are they? What's the portion that are actually booking appointments like right on your calendar? Like, how's that happening, or is it more of you giving them a call and setting it up?
I'd say probably like 15% actually book on my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, like I literally call them as soon as they come in. So some of them, they book on my calendar, but I didn't see that they booked until I've already got them on the phone. So I'm like, oh, I just got the email that says you booked on my calendar. So, and some of them we just go right into it. Some of them I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to get the information. That way I'll be ready for our appointment, whatever day it is. So I'll be able to go over everything with you then. And they're like, okay. Um, I mean, like I said, to me, it's just so much easier. I was buying leads before, um,
Mm.
spending a little bit less, but not getting nowhere near the results back.
Wow. Wow. I mean, once you came into the actual industry of life insurance, was that the first thing that you were told to do was just go to a lead vendor, buy leads, or what was that like? Like, what were you doing before you found us?
Buying the leads through our company, which I mean, they're good leads too. It's just they're more geared towards mortgage protection,
Mm.
um, and people. It's just not the same as somebody who's physically shopping for life insurance. Like it's a difference. Like sometimes they get confused on mortgage protection. Like I'll talk to someone and they're like, "Yeah, I need mortgage protection." And do you know anyone who does life insurance as well? I'm like, yeah, me. It's the same thing. So, and those leads seem to get flooded. Like there's people that are calling them left and right. So they're
Hmm.
tired of people calling. Where these are people who literally said, "Hey, can you reach out to me? Like I want to. I'm curious."
Yeah.
I'd say maybe only 1% of the leads I got were like, "Oh, this was an accident. I didn't mean to fill that out." I'm like, "You put your name, everything in. You didn't mean to
Yeah.
fill it out." But all right, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna shoot you a text. Change your mind, just reach out.
Yeah, I mean that's a part of the game, and we all
Right.
know that, especially if we've been in life insurance for 2 days. We kind of figure that piece out. With that, what would you say are some key things that have contributed to your success, whether it's mindset or whatever? Why are you winning?
I don't procrastinate. Like I said, if they filled out the lead, they just filled out that lead when I get it. So I want to get it to them as soon as it's fresh in their mind. Like they just, and I mean, one guy was like, when I'm like, how much coverage are you looking for? He's like, I don't know. I mean, he's like, I literally just filled out the form and you're calling. He's like, I haven't even had a chance to think about it. I was just thinking I need to look into something like this. I'm like, well, so then I'll suggest let's start at this, see if that works for your budget. If it doesn't, then we'll fluctuate the numbers until we find one that fits your budget. The important thing is let's get you covered.
Yeah.
So just taking control of the call. Like I said, I don't ask, they don't need to think about it. They thought about it when they filled out the form. They already knew in the back of their mind, this is something they need. So it's just giving them the quote and literally going right into, okay, so I'm going to get you enrolled. How does the name on your ID read? I'm also going to need your drivers and your social. And just going into it. And either they're going to follow you, or that's when they're going to be like, whoa, I've only had two people that gave me objections and said, oh, well, I need to talk to my wife. And That was simple. I'm like, you really think your wife's going to be upset that you're trying to protect her if something happened
Yeah,
to you? I think she's probably going to be thankful you did this for her. So that
maybe.
was over easily.
Even backing up just a little bit here, you got into life insurance industry back in April of 2021, this year. Why? Why did you go in this direction?
So I'm working from home remote full time for another company, and they've made a lot of changes since COVID. And I was just kind of looking for a change. So I'd had my license for a year and just kind of sat on it, didn't really do anything with it because COVID hit and I wasn't sure like how things were going to work and go.
Hmm.
So when it came to the point where I was frustrated with all the changes for my current company that were not beneficial to me,
Hmm.
I said, you know what? I know I'm a top salesperson there. I can do this for myself. Like I'm making money for someone else. I should be making money for myself. And to me,
Yes.
this is rewarding. Like I lost a parent at a young age, so I know what it's like
Oh,
to,
wow.
have a parent who's a survivor struggle with two kids. So to me, protecting other families is an important thing, and it feels good. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know you mentioned you're doing this part time right now. So $14,000 in a week.
Yeah,
What did that feel like? Well, I mean, what did
feels
that
like I
feel
need
like
to
for
put
you?
my resignation in. um, which is it's coming.
It's
So I
coming.
mean, yeah, I mean, I had set my goal was after the new year I was going to go full time. This was
Okay.
just kind of a boost that I don't think I need to wait till after the new year. I like controlling my own schedule. I like being my own boss.
Hmm.
I like seeing the money just roll in. It's kind of nice when you're just like, oh, I got paid. Who did I get paid on today? Like who was that? Um, and just having I mean, I've had one of my fire guys who's like, hey, we have some time down. He's like, how would I get into this kind of industry? I kind of like what you do.
Hmm.
Um, so it's also been kind of, just an experience just talking to people. And I do build my rapport more towards the end, where they send referrals as well. Like, hey, can my brother qualify for this program? Absolutely. You can
Oh,
refer up to
yeah.
5 people, I tell them. Um, and then
Yo,
I
you
take
can
those
refer up to five
referrals.
people. Go ahead. Yeah. So, I mean, knowing that, initially you said that you were looking to go full time in this, at the beginning of 2022, what's the new goal now? With everything that's been happening over the past couple of months, like, what are you looking at now to really, hey, I'm just going all in?
So I'm going on vacation at the end of this month. So my plan is I don't see myself returning to my day job after that because this is something I can take even with me on vacation. There's always downtime when you're on vacation still, so it's
Hmm.
nothing for me to make calls as they come in and just take my laptop, quick quote. Honestly, like these sales maybe take me 30 minutes front to end.
Whoa.
Like
Whoa.
yeah. Like they're fast. Like it's a matter, like I said, just calling them and rolling right into it. And 30 minutes later, I'm done. Like I even had a trooper who was like, hey, like we're down to the routing number. And he's like, how do I know you're an actual legit agent? And I'm like, chuck out. I'm like, you're a trooper. You should probably have asked me for my credentials up front. But this is my national producer number. You can jump online and look me up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's crazy. Like they'll just if you take lead of the call, they'll follow.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes. Key point right there. Key point, taking control of the call,
mhm.
with that. Well, I mean, Misty, you have done some amazing things in a very short amount of time, but obviously I'm keying in on one of the things you said. I mean, you're a top producer, salesperson before you even got into this. So this is just a part of who it is that you are. You took what, a month or a couple of months just watching what we were doing, probably doing some due diligence, making sure, kind of like the trooper said, how do I know this is legit type of
Right.
thing. We're going to have tons of agents watching this. What would be your advice to someone that just found us today? What would you tell them to do based on your own experience?
Don't take a month like I did to decide because it's a month you're costing yourself.
Okay.
And it's funny you say that because somebody in our company, they've recognized my name on the leaderboards and they were looking at you guys and they actually already reached out to me via private messenger on Facebook. I didn't know this person. They were like, I'm in a completely different state. They're like, I saw that, your results last week, and I saw that you posted that you were having success. What is your true experience? Like, what do you really think this is? I'm like, I did write 14,000 last week. I didn't write that before. So, yeah, I would say, it definitely does work. And I think Arturo and Ramel will be the first ones to tell you I was extremely skeptical. And I was not, I'm a pretty direct person. I was not shy about expressing that I was skeptical and had reservations. But, it worked out really well. And I definitely plan to continue using them. And it was the leap I needed to tell me I can go full time. Yes, it is an investment, but it's an investment in yourself. So you got to believe in yourself, and the leads are there. You're probably buying leads somewhere else anyhow. So I know for me, I was easily spending $2,000 to $2,500 anyhow. So for me to not have to sit there and dial, 300 dials a week to try to get 4 appointments, 5 appointments, that seemed like an uphill battle. Instead, I'm doing a 30-minute front to end close. It's worth paying the little bit of extra I pay, because I feel like it's paying for itself anyhow. It's just coming right back faster. So, and I'm less stressed. I'm not trying to sit there and dial.
Exactly. Everyone loves dial day.
Oh yeah. What have I got in my pile today?
Exactly.
That's what I used to see when I see my leads come in.
Oh my gosh. Well, Misty, I want to thank you for the time you've spent just sharing your story with our audience and letting them know, literally down to the detail of what it is that you're doing to make this happen through using our program here at Arturo Johnson Consulting. Just love what you've been able to do, and just looking forward to more to come from you. And we're just so pleased and honored to be a part of this journey with you and your success. So thank you for being here with me today. I definitely appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. So hopefully somebody will see that this will change your life, truly, honestly.
Wow. Well, folks, I hope you've been listening to Misty and her testimonial today. Go ahead, click the link around this video so that you can, really learn what this is all about by talking to us. And we can see if we can help you just like we've helped Misty. Go ahead, click the link around this video, and we'll see you on the next broadcast. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Have an awesome, amazing day in the field. You take care.